Alright, so far too long. It has been way too many months since we've done any kind of building on this channel, and the audience has been asking for a build, and I thought, oh, it can't just be any build, it's got to be something kind of special. And I thought, why not bring back something that people that used to watch the show will remember very well. Let's see what I have on the bench. 3 simple boxes, my friends. Look at this. I've been ordering and waiting, and there are many more packages on the way, but we might as well get an idea of what's going on. Many moons ago, when I first started out on YouTube, one of my major projects that I started was, wait a second. Aha, there he is, Optimus Overkill right here. This originally started, believe it or not, as something called an axial dingo. It was an SCX-10 trail truck, and over time it did many transformations into what you finally see here today. But so many people ask to see the original Overkill, and I'm always having to disappoint them because the GMC Topkick body was actually discontinued. Until I found one on eBay and offered an exorbitant amount of money for it. And let's see what's inside this box. Yes. So I ended up having to make an offer on this body because it was going to be going with another RC as a spare. And thankfully, the gentleman on eBay agreed to sell it separately. Let's see if it's in good shape. I love that it came in bubble wrap. Yeah, I'm actually a little bit nervous about this. Normally I'm never nervous about unboxings, but today, oh yeah. Look at this. It's clear, so I'm gonna have to give you some sort of backing to have a look at it. There it is, boys and girls. The GMC Topkick body from Proline. Looks like he had already marked out that area for the back diesel tank and stacks. Unbelievable that I was able to get this. This is actually a 1/8 scale body made to go on like a e-Revo or kind of monster truck, that kind of thing. This is a 13.8 wheelbase, which is incredibly challenging. And way back then when I built the original Overkill, which you guys can go and watch that build series right now, still on the RC Spark Studio channel, I actually didn't understand about how long the wheelbase is going to be, and I ended up clocking my axle forward a little bit, and of course that gave me a funky bit of steering, as you can see in the original Overkill videos, until I learned that I needed an extended chassis and all the frame rails, everything needed to be stretched out and the links and whatever, but eventually we got it, and that is how we ended up moving on and doing a triple axle with Project Overkill, the Optimus Overkill, which was the Juggernaut HD version that I did with a fella named David Jr. way back in the day. Gosh, this show has been going on a long time, and I can't believe that we're still here able to share these kind of projects with you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show over the years. There it is. The Overkill is going to come back. Going to paint him very similar to the original so we can bring back this truck to the crowd that helped make this channel what it is today. So the original Project Overkill body ended up taking a lot of damage because I used it a lot back in those days. And finally, when the project was over and I had a chance and I ended up moving out to the ranch, I ended up getting rid of it. So I'm glad after all these years that I was able to find one online. Now, what was I going to do for a transmission? There was only one company I could think of that I even wanted to entertain if I was going to make this somewhat similar to the old version, because it was an axial dingo, it had an axial transmission, but if you guys remember, the original one in here, well, even though this is the modified one, the original Overkill had 2 motors on 1 transmission plate. Well, I wanted to bypass that and go straight for a bigger powerhouse this time, because the whole purpose of Overkill was to be, quote, overkill in everything I had done. Hell, my friends. my friend AJ down at Super Shafty, when I contacted him and said, listen, I'm rebuilding Overkill, could you build me a mega transmission? He jumped on board and said yes. Let's see what we got here. Well over $200 just for the transmission alone, but it is going to be well worth it. This thing is going to be bulletproof. Well, most of it. It's lifetime warranty on this from Super Shafty. Unbelievable. Overkill was gold and black back in the day, and check this out. Yes, Vanquish transmission housing, and look at that, 8mm output drive shaft on that. You heard me right, not a 5mm, an 8mm. This is the rear. Here's the front. Wow, 32 pitch spur gear, all metal with slipper clutch in there. Vanquish products, you can see the front straight through. Why would I have gotten 32 pitched spur gear, right? Well, it's because if I want to run a powerhouse motor, an electric brushless censored motor, I want to run 32 pitch gears, so it is heavy duty. Listen to this. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna need a few minutes on my own here just so I can sit here and spin this transmission. Look at how smooth that is. AJ said I was gonna have to take a day or two with this just so I could do some relaxation videos for everybody. Wow. Cool, okay, so now you know what that is. Next, what do I have here? Well, special drive shafts, of course, because where was I going to find 8mm drive shafts that we're going to accept for the output drive here? Thankfully, Super Shafty actually will make you drive shafts that are custom. So you guys want to check them out, of course, supershafty.com. You can confirm with them that I paid, of course. Drive shafts here a little bit longer in the back, a little bit shorter in the front. I'm having to do a little bit of a guessing game here because I'm actually going to have to make my own links. I was thinking about this. I wanted to make my own links. Hopefully I get to make my own links for suspension wise, because then I can easily make the length that I want to fit with Overkill right here. Unless you guys have some suggestions. Now, the next thing on the list, I thought, who am I going to get to make a frame for me? Because obviously Overkill is this stretched frame here. The stretch frame was actually welded together with a piece on the inside to make two frames come together, but I didn't want to do that this time. And I thought, I've gone to enough of the GCM events. I know GCM is an awesome Canadian place to order from, because of course I want to support folks in my country as well. Where is my razor blade? So they make a product called the CMAX, and they have different chassis and parts for that. The bonus is 19 inches long and black. Is that a surprise? Look at this. These are a C-channel frame as well, but now I can basically cut it to be whatever length I want it to be. My mistake. When I look on the website itself, 19.7 inches long. All right, all laid out so you can see there's quite a bit, but it goes quickly. These are the side plates for the suspension link setup, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am going to be running a 4-link setup, both front and back, I believe. No leaf spring suspension in this. I want to have good articulation. So these side plates are going to fit on here, onto the frame rail, and that way I can hook up the front and rear suspension links. This is the panhard bracket for the panhard bar. A panhard bar limits the side-to-side motion of an axle, just to put it plainly. It's more complicated than that, but that's how you know. The cross member pair, yes. Do I use one or both? I don't know. I could add this as an ending point if I'm not going to be running a bumper and I'm just going to be utilizing the front or the back. It depends on what I'm using. The old Overkill definitely had a winch, so I want to consider that. But just in case I wanted to end it on either end, that way I've got the cross member pair. And then the super tiny, which I'm probably not going to use now that I see that they're so small. These are great shock hangers, right? So if I'm going to be using straight down shocks, coil shocks, whatever, I don't know yet. I do know actually, but I did order these. If I want to use them to lighten the truck, I can do that, but later on eBay I saw slightly more, let me say, I can adjust the shock position so much better. And since GCM does a great job on keeping everything nice and flat on these frame rails, I am going to be able to basically put the shock hangers anywhere I want, which is a big bonus. So there it is from GCM. I did spend a couple $100 on this Canadian. Over here, people are probably wondering what the heck I was going to be doing for steering. I went down to Action Hobby today, which is a local hobby store. I try to support my local hobby stores as much as possible. Picked up one of these Savox 1210 SG. This servo not only is waterproof and weatherproof, but it has never really let me down. So it's very expensive, yes. In the States, probably around, like 80 bucks. Still a very decent servo. Yes, I went onto the Hobby Wing website. First time I ordered a brushless system from them. It was several $100s as well, US, very expensive Canadian. But this is a 540 system. This is the one, the Axe system, the 2300 kV. Hopefully it's got enough get up and go. I think it is because it's for an 8-scale system, really. And that is why I have the 32 pitch gears on this transmission. Now, don't get me wrong, this here, when I say it's a couple $100, it was a couple $100 US, but at least it's handmade. And again, it's almost like someone looking at an open flame. I just want to play with it. A big shout out to AJ. Thank you very much, bud, for sending these stickers. I don't know if you do this for everybody or if it was just for me, but regardless, thank you very much. I love all the scale stickers, and it's always great to have new stickers in the shop. Also, shout out to GCM. Thank you very much for sending these along as well. Guys, I have not decided on the axles yet. I don't know if I'm going to be going a portal system, which this is not. This is the old axial, even though this Vanquish, the axial SCX style, the original. Right? It doesn't give me a lot of clearance for the differential there, the pumpkin housing, I should say. And I want to know if I go portal or if I go to the old style. And if I go portal, do I go to the axial portal or do I take the Traxxas TRX4 portal? Because both of them are fantastic, all of the above. I want to know your opinion in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of the project. Let me know what you think I should use as an axle, of course. And the rest of it will just kind of fall into place as I get the pieces. I'm waiting on Delrin rod. I don't know if I'm going to make the links. I'm going to try, but it's going to be something that I'm excited to do. Guys, drop a like, click if you like the project. Thank you for tuning in today, sharing some of your life with me as I share some of mine with you. And until the next time, guys, go outside and have fun with RC, or if it's too darn cold like where I live, stay inside and build one. Bye for now.